Hey guys, I'm going to be going over a couple questions. This is from Chapter 10, Lesson 8. It's going to be on page 432 if you wanted to follow along with me. I'm going to be looking at number 5 first. It says Lou is making a quilt that is 20 squares wide and it has 24 rows. So real quick, I'm going to make a little picture. And instead of drawing all the little squares that the quilt's going to have, I'm just going to label the sides. It says 20 squares wide and 24 rows. So this length here is going to be 20 and coming down it'll be 24 squares. It doesn't have to be a perfect picture, just as long as you have a little visual there. And it says the border of the quilt is made by using toy designs equally as often. And on your worksheet there, if you're following along with me, you see a picture of there's going to be a plane, a car, a helicopter, like a little crane, a truck, and a wagon. And those are the 6 pictures that you see over on the right if you're following along with me. And it says the border is made by using each of these toys equally. And when we talk about border, we're just talking about the edge of the quilt here. So we're not talking about this whole thing. That doesn't matter. What matters is the edge. That's our border. And another word for that would be perimeter. So we're not talking about the area. We're talking about the perimeter. The perimeter of this quilt is what we're trying to find here. So that way we could find how many times we're going to be using this, using the designs, because the question states, how many of each design does she use for the border? So to find that out, we're going to find the perimeter, and we know that the perimeter would be base times 2 plus length times 2, or we can add, we could do 20, plus we know this side would also be 20, plus 24, plus an additional 24. So if we add these together, we get 40. Add these together, we get 48. Add them all together, we get a total of 88. Now, so our perimeter is 88 squares, and we have 6 designs. So what we now need to do is divide our perimeter by the 6 designs. So we're going to do some long division over here to the side. So we have 88 divided by 6. 6 goes into the 8 one time. 6 times 1 gets us 6. We subtract that. We get 2, bring down the 8, bring down the 6. We have a new division problem. 6 goes into 28 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract that, we get 4. Now we have a remainder because 6 cannot go into 4, and we have nothing else to bring down. So we have 14, remainder 4. So that means that each design can be used 14 times equally. Now I just finished explaining question 5. I'm going to move over to question number 6. And it says, starting in the first square for quilt, Lou lined up her toy designs in this order: plane, car, fire truck, helicopter, crane, and wagon. Using this pattern unit, which design will Lou use in the 15th square? So we already know from lesson 5 here that she's building the perimeter for the quilt using the designs equally. So if I were to draw out just a row of what the perimeter would look like, she says in the first square she uses a plane, and then a car, and then a fire truck, which I'll just use a T for truck, and then she uses a helicopter, crane, and wagon. And they said if they continued using this pattern, what will be on the 15th square? So all we have to do is just repeat these letter sequences. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we did an additional pattern just like this, we keep the pattern the same. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's 12. So this is 6 plus an additional 6 gives us 12. And now we need 3 more. So we have plane, crane, truck. So this would be 13, 14, 15. The fire truck would be in the 15th spot. The last one, number 7, says Missy uses 1 hexagonal, 2 rectangular, and 4 triangular pieces of fabric to make 1 bug design for a quilt. If she uses 70 pieces in all to make bug designs, how many of each shape will she use? So let's draw out this again. So this is going to be for number 7. It's not related to 5 or 6 at all. So 1 hexagonal, which is a 6-sided shape. Let's see if I can draw that on my first try here. It's not the best, but there's a 6-sided shape. So 1 hexagonal, 2 rectangles, and 4 triangles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She uses all of these shapes just to make 1 bug. And she says she uses 70 pieces total to make bug designs. So how many of each shape is she going to be using? So what we need to do here is if she has 70 pieces, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces to make 1 bug. If she's using 70 pieces, how many bugs is she going to make? Well, we take the 7 pieces times 10 because we need 70. So we need to multiply each of these shapes by 10 to get us our 70 pieces here. So if we multiplied our hexagonal pieces by 10, we'd get 10 pieces. If we multiplied these rectangular shapes by 10, we'd get 20. And if we multiplied all of these triangular pieces by 10, we'd get 40. So we'd need 10 hexagonals, 20 rectangles, and 40 triangles. And that is how you do number 7.